Happy Friday. Mayor Dan Pope of the Weekly Update. Good morning. I hope you've had a great week. There's that unmistakable buzz in our community that goes along with school starting. Whether it's our K-12 or Texas Tech or Lubbock Christian or Wayland Baptist or South Plains College, our town is all of a sudden a lot busier. And so be careful. Be on the lookout for kids walking and riding their bikes, as well as those Texas Tech students. And there's sometimes interesting driving habits. So I'll get on topic. I want to talk about the budget. I know some of you are probably getting tired of it, but it's maybe the most important thing we do. And I want to dig into two areas in a little more depth this week. First of all, street maintenance. Our budget has about $9 million proposed for street maintenance. So you might say, well, give me some perspective on that. Well, last year it was $7.5 million. Remember, these are all cash. We're not issuing debt for street maintenance. For many years, Lubbock issued debt for street maintenance, and this is just ongoing maintenance. I mean, it makes sense if you're going to tear up and redo 34th Street for 4 miles to issue debt, because that concrete's going to last a long time. I'm talking about the maintenance of the streets in your neighborhood. We need to be able to do that through cash. And if we don't do that in a disciplined manner, we'll get like some of our peers around West Texas. One of them passed a big bond election last year just for street maintenance. Another, Abilene, has passed a fee like between $6 and $7 a month per water meter that everyone will be paying for street maintenance. You can't get behind the ball, the game. You can't get behind on street maintenance. You've got to maintain our asset. It's probably our largest asset when you look at the value that we have in our streets. So we'll continue to work on that. $9 million is not enough. We'd like to get that to 11, 12 million. We're working our way there. It's as we can become more efficient, we can use those savings to invest in our streets. Second, police. Many of you have asked me about police, and you want to know details. We're funding 10 new police positions. So that's 6 officers. Let me get this exactly right. That's 6 patrol officers, 2 desk sergeants, and 2 detectives. That'll bring our total to 453 police positions. So that's 10 more than last year. And then last year we did 10 more than the year before. We've got to invest in this as we keep up with our growth. We also have crime issues that must be addressed. I think our council is very supportive of this part of the budget proposal. Probably a little more detail next week into the budget. Finally, I'd like to, I got a letter last week, and I'm not going to read the entire letter to you, but it's from a gentleman that lives in Jackson, Mississippi. And you may have read recently about an elderly couple who had driven from the Metroplex over here to visit a family member in the hospital. And they, one of the couple has Alzheimer's, and the other one is, and to quote the letter, is in not very good shape either. And they got lost, and they filed a missing persons report. And he writes to tell us the story, but Mr. Coker writes to say, "I'm writing to express our deep appreciation for you and the officers in your department." This is written to Chief Stevens, especially Officer Kent, Officer Music, and most especially Detective Gerber. Your dedicated officers were professional, courteous, and kind with dealing with me and my family during this time of need. They are a positive reflection upon you and the department. If I can ever be assistance, goes on. We hear a lot of complaints, and we have a lot of times that we may not hit the mark, but I also get a lot of compliments. And I thought this letter was great because it's not about solving a crime, and it's not about stopping a speeder. It's about finding safely locating an elderly couple. And I know you're like me, and you're proud of our first responders, and so I thought I'd share this with you today. I appreciate your encouragement, your prayers, your good ideas. I look forward to talking to you again next week.